Hello, everyone. My name is Dread, and welcome to Miss Valley Entertainment News. Gosh darn it, I have just got home from work. It is almost 3:30 in the morning. I am supposed to be sitting down to spend a couple hours before I go to bed and spending time on my new Skyrim mod list that I'm trying to get up and active, which is still a long ways from up and active. Told myself I was going to do that, got home, and I saw, gosh darn it all, there is so much good stuff coming out here right now that I just need to share with you. So we're going to jump right into this. This is by Biggie Boss. Once again, down below will be linked the original video. Go check it out. And this is called Why I'm No Longer Playing Starfield. And I think this is a really reasoned and good explanation about what Starfield actually is from someone who has played it and got some enjoyment out of this. So let's take a listen and see what Biggie Boss has to say about why he's no longer playing Starfield.
Hey guys, Biggie here. I wanted to talk today a little bit about why I am no longer playing Starfield, nor do I plan on playing Starfield anytime in the near future. So it has a lot of things to do with kind of the Starfield modding community, the future of the modding community, Bethesda as a whole, and starting off with
Those are a lot of great things to hit, so let's do it.
the base game itself. Now, most games that you play, I think you buy the game, you play it, you do the main quest, you do side quests, you can go for like a completionist type thing,
Love that.
and then you're done, you move
Possible.
on to a different game, and I think Starfield is pretty much that type of game.
But wait, Biggie Boss. But wait. Starfield's going to live forever. Starfield's going to get DLCs. Starfield is going to be the next franchise for Bethesda. It's going to be bigger and better than the Elder Scrolls and Fallout. It's going to be the trifecta. They're going to have all three, and they're going to sweep all the game awards and be the best thing ever. I guess you just don't know what you're talking about, Biggie Boss. Well, surely he must not, but let's listen and find out.
It really doesn't have the replayability of something like Skyrim, which I'm currently playing.
Oh, you shut your mouth, Biggie Boss. How dare you say that? Oh, they will shut you out of all the Reddits and the forums for Starfield if you say that. I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. They are a closed community. Starfield, the extreme Starfield lovers are now a closed community who do not allow any dissent to enter amongst their ranks at all. Welcome to the cult of Starfield. Anyways, I'm getting a little deterred off to the side. Let's go back.
That type of game. It really doesn't have the replayability of something like Skyrim, which I'm currently playing, or any of the Fallout games, or anything like that. And I think a big reason for it is just due to the core gameplay mechanics. You can play the same character, keep going to New Game Plus, keep leveling, max out literally everything, which is pretty much what I did on my character.
So he's done that.
There's nothing left to do. So, I mean, what would I do replaying the game? The game itself gives you a mechanic to...
But DLCs, they're going to come out with DLCs and all the bug fixes they're going to come out with and the game-breaking bugs that they're surely going to fix. Or really, really, really hope the modders find a way to fix and bother to do it. Because they don't know how to fix things. Because they're Bethesda.
So, I mean, what would I do replaying the game? The game itself gives you a mechanic to replay it, and you can replay it very rapidly by skipping a huge chunk of the main quest. So you can just delve straight into all of the little side quests if you so choose. So, I mean...
So again, Biggie Boss has played his way through the game, and he's played his way through New Game Plus. He's no longer playing Starfield, and he no longer plans to go back to Starfield. Surely, having played that much, you would think, well, you have to be a fan of the game somewhat. I mean, you played it, and then you played it again. I mean, clearly you got your money's worth out of it. You enjoyed the game enough to keep playing it, and then to replay it. Surely, you would be looking forward to future content and coming back to it, right? But he's saying no. Why is he saying no? Let's find out.
The base game itself? Just, there's no... I mean, there's certain role play things that you can do, choose different options. But after a certain point, you stop caring. And that's kind of where Starfield is. I just don't care about it. And I think another part to that
you played it
is
twice.
probably just the fact that in Starfield, compared to, let's say, Skyrim or Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas, Starfield is the first game that I've played in what I can assume is going to be a series in the future.
Yeah.
So, with that being
is he
said,
backing that up anywhere? I don't know.
If
sure hope not.
I can take Elder Scrolls as an example. I played Morrowind as my first Elder Scrolls, and for Fallout, I played Fallout 3 as my first Fallout. And when I played those games, I was like, seems pretty cool. And I know this is going to infuriate some of you, but when I first played Morrowind and Fallout 3, I played them once. Morrowind even less than Fallout 3, truth be told. And then I just kind of moved on. And then when the next game came out, I was like, oh, I remember this. And then I started picking up the lore of...
And the nostalgia, going back to something.
The current game that I was playing and the previous game. With Starfield, you don't have that. Everything is brand new. I don't really care about the lore yet. I mean, it just is what it is. Okay, I know about these factions. Let's move on. Let's move on to something else. Now, could mods fix Starfield is the next issue? I don't think so. And there's
mic drop.
A lot of reasons for it. Starting with the fact that I don't even know what you...
Mic drop again. He's played through the game. And then he played through New Game Plus as well. And he's saying, I don't plan on going back to the game because the core gameplay just isn't... The functions just aren't there for this. Second of all, the lore is not in there yet, and I really don't care about the lore right now. There's just nothing to draw me in. And now he's going to the mods. He's like, I don't think mods can fix this. I mean, this is a person who's not ranting. He's being very calm about this. He's being very measured, and he's thought about this.
You could add to Starfield to make it more fun. I already, in my personal mod list, have 300 mods added. I made the game look nicer. I added some new stuff.
So he added 300 mods to Starfield, and it didn't really do much except for a little bit of aesthetics, really. It didn't change the game.
And it's whatever. You can change the perks, you can change this and that, but at the end of the day, you're still playing the same game. The only other option is to convert it to something else. And you see a lot of like Star Wars mods coming out, or Mass Effect mods, Halo mods. But if I'm going to convert it to a completely new universe, I'd rather just play the games from that universe. There's plenty of open world Star Wars games. Mass Effect, is already a thing.
I'm kind of on the same thing with him. I mean, when it comes to Skyrim, I like modding Skyrim and stuff, but never really been into making it Star Wars or making it this or making it that. I still want it to be Skyrim.
So why would I convert Starfield to something else? And now, even if that was the thing, Starfield modding, I can only assume is going to have paywalled mods right from the start.
I agree, probably.
Creation
or
Kit
very close to it.
Released. Now, for those of you...
Are you saying Creation Club 2 or Creation Kit 2 or Creations 2? So the next level of this that'll come out for Bethesda will be probably around the time that they're releasing, the creation tools and the modding tools properly for Skyrim, for Starfield. And he's saying it's probably going to be all together, and they're probably going to be putting that as paid mods, right? And paid mods, there's a lot of talk about paid mods. Some people are just okay with it, but I think sometimes they tend not to see the bigger picture of what it does to the modding community and how it takes things away as well. Yes, it still adds mods in, but I think those mods would have got made anyways. And it locks them away from those who aren't willing to pay, for instance. And you know what? If you don't want to pay for a mod, no one's forcing you to, right? And let's just listen to what Biggie's got to say. I've waxed on about this and waxed off for a long time. I just let somebody else talk for a bit.
You that are going to sit here and tell me that I'm wrong about my stance on paywalled mods. I highly, highly recommend you look up the Parlor versus Cathedral concept by the mod author or former mod author Rye created Rybash. Is a somewhat of a legend in the Morrowind modding community.
WRYE for those who don't know, right?
And I mean, just to put it simply, when you paywall mods, and yes, it is an author's right to do whatever they want with their work. I'm not sitting here arguing about legal issues. I'm just kind of saying what is the right thing to do. When it comes to paywalling mods, sure, the authors.
My opinion, what the right thing to do is for Bethesda to not rely on modders for content and not rely on modders to make them more money. Modders will make them more money because people will see an amazingly modded game and say, hey, I've never played that game. I want to play it and try doing that and purchase the game. But to rely on, hey, we'll help you sell your mods and take a percentage or a cut is a business deal of a whole another kind. And it cuts the modding community off of the knees, in my opinion. Anyways, he's talking about this whole theory put out by Rye that he's asking people to look into.
Here arguing about legal issues. I'm just kind of saying what is the right thing to do. When it comes to paywalling mods, sure, the authors get exclusive rights to their work, and they can do with it as they see fit. But the problem with that is what happens when the mod author moves on? Because most mod authors eventually move on to something else. You can't do anything with that work.
Or what's in the contract?
Permission.
Wonder what's in the contract with Bethesda if they take over if the mod author moves on.
At that point, and that's why Rye mentions the stagnation of mods in the modding community if you start paywalling stuff. And I mean, if you have
I think it's also a lot harder to take a mod and say, I'm going to make a pay mod. That's cool. I'm going to get some money from it. People will like this, but most of them will have to be standalone mods. It's like this just does this. In the modding community for Skyrim, thousands of mods, and I mean, so many have reliances on other mods that are out there, right? Which is fine because they're all free, and it's like you look at the reliance, you go, I like this mod, I'm going to install it. Oh, it's got these different reliances. It's got 2 different mods it relies on to be installed. Do I want to install those? And 2 of those mods, and they have like 5 different reliances among them about other things that need to be installed. And they're all spiderweb together, which is fine, but you'd have to look at it and see whether or not you want to go all the way through the spiderweb and make sure everything's there or not that you need to make this work properly. I don't think the pay mods that I'm aware of will work the same way. I think they have to be standalone. Do they not? I've heard that they're not supposed to have dependencies on other mods to work. Which, if you've modded Skyrim before, is a major big deal, because without SKSE, the Skyrim script extender, a great majority of those other mods don't work. If you can't have that kind of dependency on there's a lot of large mods out there that other ones branch off of. Okay, well, because of this, then we can now do these, right? If you don't have that in paid mods, just start thinking about that, what that actually does to the modding community. Never mind just taking modders who would normally just put their mods out there for other people to enjoy and is now pulling someone away to being paid servants or paid, employees, basically, of Bethesda, who now market their mods through them, and now they're not maybe putting out mods elsewhere, or I don't even know if they're able to. But again, there's a contract. There's just a whole lot that goes into saying we're going to have some people over here with paid mods that affects everything in these global ways that you really have to sit back and think about. because it kind of bursts a couple of blood vessels in my head trying to figure it all out, but it affects a lot. And it's very easy to say, well, the mod authors have the right to sell their mods. And a lot of people will purchase their mods. That both are true. But there is a bigger picture, and that's where you have to decide, is this worth it? And you're not going to stop Bethesda from getting some mods paid for and have, but you can decide where you stand on the issue and what you will or won't do about it. So everybody, use your head, get informed, think about the big picture all the time, and see how things might affect things. Listen to videos like this to help explain it, and make your own informed decision. I think it's important.
An open source project, which is basically what modding is or has been up until this point, then you can have a lot more people collaborating with each other and make something way better than any one single person can.
I would agree with that.
I mean,
for sure.
What you're seeing here is thousands of mods created by hundreds of people
working together.
There's a bunch of mods in here that are tiny little mods that maybe didn't take much time to make, but each little piece of the puzzle makes the puzzle whole. So
there might be a leaf mod in here, right? Making the leaves look cool.
A too long didn't read of the cathedral.
There's something that makes the grass blow. Concept. I mean,
now
everything is in modded in this.
The prospect of paywalled mods in Starfield, I think the mods are just not going to be great as it is. And then you have mod authors who are not just looking to make a quick buck, straight up quitting modding Starfield. You already saw that the Starfield Together project got completely
I do have a video on that. Check it out.
Abandoned. So I really see Starfield modding as just something I'm not interested in. So
I think there's going to be just a lot of small little changes in the mods, and you're not going to see as many mods that affect a big thing, and certainly not these mods that do something groundbreaking that other mods can build off of. Again, I don't think you're allowed to build off other mods under the paid mods thing, or even under the creations. I don't think, even if you put your mod up there for free, I don't think it's allowed to have a dependency on another mod. So again, it's great if you want to use just those mods on creations, in creations or whatever, just those mods that are there, whether they're paid or free, just those, to build yourself a list, and that's all you want. But that's what you're going to get, and you're not going to get something that looks like this, as a for instance. Okay, and I don't know what mod list he's got, or if it's his own list or what it is, but you're not going to get this because this is interdependent mods by hundreds and possibly thousands of authors. You're not going to get the same thing on the creations, and that's just true unless something changes in the way Bethesda does it, which I don't see happening. Bethesda doesn't change much. That's just the way it's going to be.
If I'm not interested in modding the game, nor am I that interested in the vanilla base game, I'm not going to be interested in it at all. Now, will I maybe revisit it in a year, 2 years, 3 years? Maybe. Truth be told, with Skyrim, I played Skyrim once or twice when it first came out. I couldn't finish the main quest because it was bugged. I did as many side quests as I could. The mods at the time were just kind of whatever, so I moved back to Oblivion. And in this case, I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna keep playing Skyrim. I'm gonna play some other games, such as The Witcher. The Witcher 3 is soon getting its own free modding tool.
That's cool.
Which seems a little on the nose to me. It is funny, but it seems like a CD project.
I'm curious as to whether it's the same modding tool that they will then include later with the Witcher 4 when it comes out. I hope that's gonna be an awesome game. I really hope Witcher 4 is, be with me here, people. It's going to be a good RPG where you can actually create your own character and flesh their character out from scratch and have your character look the way you want them to, and have a choice in backgrounds and different things that hopefully will have some effect on the game as well, but just allow you to personalize your character a little bit more rather than it being Geralt or Ciri or whatever, right? That's my hope for The Witcher 4.
Project Red is doing it intentionally to kind of as an fu to Bethesda. So
Maybe.
pretty funny.
I'm not sure, but maybe.
Now, Starfield itself, I really don't know what to think about it. I don't think it's the worst game. I just think it's kind of whatever. I put 100 hours
boring
into it. I don't think it was terrible, but it doesn't hit the same way. It doesn't hit the same way that Skyrim did.
You know what? Right there. That right there, where there's treasure right around here. I just found that out in the game like 3 days ago. I've been playing Skyrim since 2014. I just realized that there. Okay, I understand not everything is modded this way, but if you have the mod that makes it look this way, and you go around here, there's treasure hidden there. I didn't know that. I guess it's not since 2014, but I probably played around with this mod installed for maybe a good year or more without ever realizing a little bit of treasure hidden right there.
Skyrim didn't hit the same way that Oblivion didn't hit the same way that Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas did. It's just hard to say really what it is.
Yeah, and as someone who's not played Starfield, it's hard for me to say what the game is, right? I admit that. But looking at it from a distance and listening to people talk about it, both those who have loved it and those who haven't, to me, it feels like a very empty game. And again, I think some of that was intentional. I don't know if all of it was intentional by Bethesda, but I think some of it was intentional with the hope that people will fall in love with this game and the modders will just fill this all up with stuff. But I don't think, first of all, that they really took into account that if the game doesn't catch enough people and interest enough people and hold their interest, that there's going to be a problem with that. I also don't think that they counted on the fact that modders would be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to. Or modders saying, look, we can't fix this game. It's the core of the game that's the problem. So I think that Bethesda backed themselves into a corner that they're not even quite sure they're in yet. And I think they are going to get the awakening probably some point next year. It may take a whole year. We'll see. But at some point, they're going to be realizing we can't get the numbers back to this game that we had when it first came out. Not even close. I mean, and I know all game numbers usually go down. But I think they're going to find that no matter how hard they try, it just doesn't happen like they expected. And their expectations were wrong, and so was their delivery, I think. And I'm trying to be kind here and not be like ruthless and mean and haha or anything. I'm just saying I think both their expectations were wrong and their delivery was wrong. And when I say the delivery, I put the product in there as well. The product needed some changes to it. And certainly the way that they've responded to consumers has not been good.
It would have honestly been better not as an open world exploration game, but instead
more of an RPG,
linear story driven game. I feel like
maybe a linear RPG.
Bethesda, I think they tried to do too many things at once.
It could be, you're correct on that.
And then doing so, they didn't do any one thing.
They never didn't do anything one thing right.
Starfield is kind of the jack of all trades, the master of none of Elder Scrolls games. So
I think that's probably a pretty good opinion. I'm gonna leave it here. Anyways, if you want to check out the whole entire video, drop down into the description down below and click on the link and check it out. I thank Biggie Boss for putting out this video. I really did find it interesting. It's nice to find someone who could talk about the game, who's played it, and isn't so passionate about defending it against all comers that they're kind of crazy lunatic about it, first of all. because let's face it, you and I know some of the people out there who defend this are crazy lunatic about it. Okay. It's also nice that it's not just someone who doesn't really know the game or played for 5-10 hours and said, fuck this, and walked away and got really pissed off about it and just wants to rip Bethesda apart. This is someone who's played the game, played through New Game Plus, and has now sat back, looked at it, and is making some observations from a good place. And hopefully this helps some of you out there. I know, like, I've been guilty as well of ragging on Bethesda and ragging on Starfield. It's hard not to jump on the bandwagon. It really is. But I do have some compassion for people and for companies, as well as for products and everything else. I think this is a really good and even-handed look at this, and it will allow people who view this and listen to this to form an opinion if they don't have one, or to flesh out further their opinion with good knowledge and sound wisdom. So from Miss Valley Entertainment News, we're trying to bring you all the news that is entertaining, because that's what entertainment news would be, I think. My name is Dread. Thank you all for your views. We'll catch y'all later. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Really appreciate it. Check out my links down below to all my other channels, and my Discord included in there, as well as my my Twitch channel. Catch y'all later. Bye-bye.